Hello and welcome to day 8 of 30 days of doodles. Today we are doing some stationary doodles with a journal, a pencil, and a pen cup. So let's get started. So the journal is going to be a rectangle that is taller than it is wide, as that is how most journals look. If you prefer to make a square journal or a different style journal, feel free, but for the sake of this tutorial, that's how we're going to do it. So we're just going to start with that rectangle, and then similar to what we did at the very beginning of this challenge, we're creating that almost 3D effect or a drop shadow effect. So I am taking the back upper left-hand corner, the upper right-hand corner, and then the bottom right-hand corner and drawing parallel diagonal lines back just a little ways, and then adding parallel lines to the rectangle, and that kind of creates that depth. So now we are adding in some extra lines on the front for an elastic closure. And then I draw this line here, and then I end up erasing it and then going over it in pen, but it is just like the crease where you would have the binding of the book. So now we're just going to go over the outline of the outside of our journal and that back side of our journal as well with our heavier tipped pen. And if you're just now tuning in or you don't remember, you don't have to use different size pens. It does help to bring attention to certain things or show a variety in line width. So when we add in the pages here, we'll use a much smaller, finer tip pen to show that those are more delicate details. They're more intricate. They are not necessary, but they add just a little bit of aesthetic to what we're doing. So we'll go ahead and erase all of our pencil lines just so that we have something clean to work with when we do go in and add those fine details. And this is where we'll add the binding crease, and then we will add the pages inside that very thin strip of drop shadow part. Moving on to the pencil, we're also going to start with a rectangle, but a different style of a rectangle. So this one is going to be tall and fairly narrow as far as width, because that is the general shape of a pencil. And then at the bottom, instead of closing it off with that straight across line, we are going to add like a little triangular point for the tip of the pencil. So now we just want to go in and add some of those details. So this is like the aluminum ring around the top that kind of holds the eraser to the wood pencil. And then you have the shavings of the wood pencil at the bottom where it has been sharpened. So we'll go ahead with our small tipped pen, so not the super fine one, and we will outline our pencil. And then if you have a smaller tip pencil, this is where you'd go in to add those fine details. If not, continue using the pen you're using. So I'm just going to draw this little arc shape at the very top where the eraser is to show that there's a top of that eraser, and then it gives it some depth. And we're going to add those lines in on the little metal ring around the eraser, and then add the tip of the pencil. And last, we'll add some parallel lines running down that kind of show that the pencil has that, I'm not sure if it's an octagon or a hexagon, but a shape other than just a flat surface to it. Getting into our pencil cup, this one's going to be a little bit more complicated, but we're using the same shapes. So you're going to make a very similar rectangle to what you used for the journal, and then we're going to make the same rectangles that we used for the pencil at the top of that, just at different angles. You want to make the pens look like they're leaning out of the cup. So some of them need to be at an angle, some of them can be straight up, some of them can be overlapping each other. It's okay, make them different heights, it's totally fine. And then the next step is going to be to refine our cup shape. We don't just want a rectangular cup. So I went from the top corners of my rectangle and pulled them down and in at an angle, so it creates that even tapering off towards the bottom on both sides. And then still going in with my pencil, I want to add the details to the pens inside the cup. And I'm adding these details in pencil because I don't want to risk it by going in with pen and then messing up first. So I'm just adding those details. So you're going to add any of the cap lid lines and then any of the little clips coming off of your markers and pens that are inside your cup. So just start by adding those details, and then we will go in with our pen and we will outline all of the major stuff with this, and then we will create one last shadow that kind of goes back behind the cup to show that it is not just a flat surface, but that it is a cylinder shape that is open and these pens are actually inside of the cup. So guys, that wraps up day 8 of 30 days of doodles. If you are doing these and you want to share them on Instagram, please tag me at the Petite Planner, or you can use the hashtag 30 days of doodles with TPP. And I will definitely be sure to check the hashtag and check my mentions, and I will get back to you. And I would love to see your work, and be sure to be here tomorrow for day 9. We are doing some more kind of office related supplies with a globe, a highlighter, and a roll of washi tape. I can't wait to see you guys there.